Hey, what's going on, you guys? Before this video gets started, I want to let you know that there was kind of a glitch in the editing or the screen recording in this video, and I'll probably put the time at which it happens on the screen here. But at some point in the video, I say it wasn't specifically designed to run tracks or whatnot, or for running tracks or whatnot. I think like the word tracks got cut off or something like that. And then after that happens, the video and the audio are off for the rest of the video, so I really want to apologize for that. They're fairly close, but it's still kind of off, so I really want to apologize. I think you'll still see everything you'll need to see and hear all that you need to hear, so man, thank you for bearing with me on that, and I appreciate you guys taking out the time to watch this video, so here we go. Alright, how y'all doing out there? It's Landon here. And I know this video seems a bit different than the ones I usually post on this channel, which is mostly drum covers and everything. But today I want to come at you with a tutorial on something that's really important to us in our ministry and, you know, me and doing everything. Today I'm going to show you how to run tracks in a setting like mine when, you know, it's church and everything. So this application that you see on the screen, if you're watching at this moment, you might have heard of it before. It's called Ableton Live. And while it wasn't created specifically for whatnot, it does it really well. I don't know of another DAW that can do it like Ableton does. And you'll understand what I'm saying here in a second. Alright, so excuse that. I'm trying to get that out of the way. But, so let me give you a bit of a scenario, alright? So, you are at a small church, right? And you can skip all this if you want to. But say you're at a small church, right? And it's just you, a keyboardist, and a drummer. So it's just a keyboardist and a drummer, two-piece band. That's gonna sound naturally pretty empty, right? So say that you tried to do something like running tracks in church, but you were just simply using an iPhone that had a track on it that split the click track and maybe a guide to the left and then the rest of the tracks to the right. Some people say click and loop, but I want to make this super clear because I didn't understand this until people made it really clear. Alright, so you would plug your phone or your iPad maybe into a DI box or something like that, and you're doing the song and it's going great. But all of a sudden your worship leader there decides to repeat a chorus that wasn't done in the recording of the track that you're using to play to. So, of course, that probably means you have to stop the track, and we never like to do that as musicians when we're using tracks that we spent hours and hours working on. So that's where Ableton Live comes in, alright? And that's, like I said, the DAW you see right now on the screen. So I got a bit of an example here. This is You Are God Alone, William McDowell. It says edit because I had to make another version because the first one wasn't, you know, really full. It just had an acoustic guitar and bass in it. But and this is a track I made myself, by the way. If you want it, just go in the comments and, you know, say, hey, I want this track. So you can see here I got these locators, these lines you see running all the way down here on the top of the top of the thing here. It says count off. It says count off, intro, verse 1, verse 2, all that good stuff like that. What these do is these really allow you to see where you are in the song. You know, it allows you to map certain keys to go there in time. And you might not believe me when I tell you this, but if you hit one of these locators, you know, it'll take you there on the next one of the next measure. Like, you know, you got your beats 1, 2, 3, 4. On the next the next measure, it'll take you to that locator no matter where you are. And that depends on how you have your global quantization set. I know I'm going super fast. I'm going to explain all this in detail. Alright, so I'm going to play a little bit of the track here and just kind of show you what it sounds like a little bit. So I'm going to play that. We don't do it in G. We start in F sharp, but, you know. So that's kind of how it sounds like, just a little bit. Now I'm going to give you an example of how you would do this, how you would run this like during a service or whatever the case may be. All right, so I guess we're gonna start here at the intro. We'll skip the count off, and I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna show you how I'm doing this. All right, so check this out. I'm going to jump around to different sections and show you that you can do that on beat. And I'm gonna turn the click track on up here for the sake of this experiment, just to show you that you can do it on time. Here we go. I'm gonna take it to the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I did that? I'm gonna take it to the bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yep. See how I did that? All right. So you saw how, and you heard, if you understand accents with metronomes and everything of that nature, you know that when the section of the song actually changed, it did that on beat 1. And you'll probably notice that I pressed it at a random time, pressed the key at a random time, which I'll explain here in a minute. I pressed the key at a random time, and it waited, and then on the next one, it took it to that next section. So I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to get this done. All right, so you're going to come up to the top right of the screen here, your Ableton screen here. You're going to hit key. All right, and now if you look, you'll see that I have all these locators mapped to a key on my actual laptop keyboard. So, you know, I got verse 1 mapped to 1. This is personal preference, by the way. You don't have to do these exact key maps. So I got verse 1 mapped to 1, verse 2, 2, interlude I, verse 3, 3, all that good stuff. You know, so yeah. So that way, when you are trying to get to a different section, and also what these two arrows here do, I'm going to put it right here on bridge. What these two arrows here do, they'll send it back to the previous locator or the next locator, which I always thought was pretty cool. So I have those set to R for repeat and N for next. It's pretty convenient how they do that. So yeah. So that's how you do it with the keyboard. You can also do that with the actual trackpad, like go around and clicking it, but depending on if all you do is run tracks, or if you're playing an actual instrument while running tracks, you might not want to be fiddling with the keyboard, the trackpad on your laptop or what have you while you're playing. So here's another thing I like to do. I like to always create a markers track when I'm putting in my my tracks into a session, because like I said, I made this myself in Logic Pro, and I'll probably do another video about that here soon, about how I record tracks and drop them into Ableton Live. All right, so basically here's what you do for a markers track. I'm gonna redo the whole thing just to show you what I'm doing. All right, so I created a MIDI track by kind of double tapping the trackpad. I'm running a MacBook Pro 2008, so I kind of tapped the trackpad with 2 fingers here, and you can either press insert MIDI track here, or if you like shortcuts like I do, you can do Shift Command T. So I did Shift Command T. You got yourself a new MIDI track. I'm gonna go ahead and rename this by hitting Command R. I'm gonna rename this Markers. And yeah, that's our 12th track. I already got one up here, but I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it. So I'm running Ableton Live 10 intro. I know it's hard to believe I'm even working at all Ableton intro, but just goes to show you, you can do this in any version of Ableton Live, even intro. So I'm running Ableton 10. So that means I can just double click anywhere to do or create a MIDI region right here, a MIDI clip. So you got that right there. I'm going to drag that out, and it's set to loop, so I can drag it out to be as long as I want. I'm going to set it to go for the entire song, the entire length of the song, right up until the rest of the clips end. All right. Now, like I told you, up here, if you hit key, you'll see that all I got to do to go to the next locator, like right on where it is, all I got to do is hit N. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to hit this locator. I'm just going to hit. Well, sorry, I missed something. You need to split them in order to rename them the way that I'm about to show you. So you're just going to hit Command E to split the clip. Oh, darn, what am I doing wrong, man? Oh, caps lock is on. Wow. All right, so I'm just going to hit Command E, and you can see that it's split from the rest of the MIDI clip. So I'm going to hit N, Command E, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I've done it to, oh, hang on, let me cancel that. I don't know why that happens. I'm going to continue to do it until the rest of the song doesn't have any more locators. All right, now I'm going to check it just to make sure that I've done it to every locator, all right? So it looks like I've done it. So now what I'm going to do is go back to the beginning, and I'm going to just hit Command R to rename like we talked about earlier. I'm going to match the name of the actual MIDI clips to the name of the locator that is there. So I'm going to call this count off. I'm going to call this intro. I'm going to call this intro as well. Now here's a different thing. All right, we actually have a key mapped to this locator. You can see that we got 1 mapped to verse 1. So what I like to do is I like to put the name of the locator, then in parentheses, I'll say the key that maps to that locator. So just in case you need to look over to your laptops a little bit while you're running tracks, you can, just in case you forgot, you know, you'll see, oh man, how do I get to the vamp? So then you'll be able to go over here. Oh, I don't think I have a vamp over here. Well, so let's say bridge. All right, you forgot how to get to the bridge, so you look over to your laptop really quick and you see that, okay, all I got to do to get to the bridge is hit D. So make sure caps lock is off and just hit D, and I'm here at the bridge. So that's how you do your markers track. And so let's just run through one more time. I'm going to delete this since I already got a markers track up here. But let's run through one more time just to make sure that you know you can jump around to any section at any time. No more worrying about the worship leader getting off of the track arrangement that you made. And yeah, you can jump around the song however you want. So we're going to start at verse 1 here. Worship leader says verse 3, no problem. 4. Right at verse 3. Oh, go back to the chorus, no problem. Here we go. See how cool that is? Yep. Take it to the bridge. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, bridge. See how cool that is? You can go to any section, and it depends on how you have global quantization set up here. Usually it's kept at 1 bar, so you can do it the way that I just did it. But if you want to put it at none, so that as soon as you hit the key goes there, which I don't know if it's that good of an idea, but you can just... yeah, it'll do it as soon as you press it. But I like to keep it on 1 bar, you know, so I can anticipate that while I'm playing. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much how you do it. This was shot in arrangement view. I'll probably make a video on session view, how to run tracks that way here in a minute. But, yeah, man, like I said at the beginning, I think, if you want this track, you know, just hit me up in the comments, you know, say, Lando, I want this track, man. I'll make it available for free, you know, so if you do You Are God Alone, William McDowell at your church, you know, you got some nice backing tracks for it. So, yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about Ableton Live, all right, how you get that. So, I have Ableton Live Intro, 10 Intro, which is like the lowest version of it, only $99. And, you know, you can only have a maximum of 16 audio tracks in arrangement view. In session view, you can only have 8 scenes. Like if I try to create a new scene here, they'll tell me, you know, since I'm running Ableton Intro, I can only have a certain amount of scenes, right? So it's okay though. If you go to Ableton's website, which is ableton.com, you can actually go and download a 30-day free trial of Ableton Live 10 Suite. I say 10 because, you know, they haven't released an 11 yet. Ableton Live 10 Suite, which is like the major, the most professional version. You got intro, standard, and suite. Standard is usually the one that people get because, you know, you get pretty much everything you need to do it in our context, like a churchy type thing. But you can get a 30-day free trial. So you get the full version of Ableton Live, no limitations at all, for 30 days. And you can do that before you decide to spend money on it, right? So yeah, that's how you get Ableton Live. And I'm also going to record a video here soon about how to run tracks with an in-ear monitor system. And even if you don't have one, we've been doing that for quite a while. It's been working great. All right. So, man, thank you guys for watching so much, man. Appreciate you tuning in. And we'll see you in the next video, man. Thanks for watching.